Hello all and welcome to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to discuss the 50-30-20 plan. I'm going to give three examples. One with someone making $40,000, someone with making the household median, and exactly how much money you need to fully execute a 50-30-20 plan. So exactly what is a 50-30-20 budget plan? This is you put 50% of your income on needs, 30% of your income on wants, and the 20% what's left is on savings and debt. And trust me, nowadays, I know this feels like it's a 100-0-0 budget plan, but I want to show you exactly what it looks like. That way, if you make any future purchases, any decisions you're going to make, you can use this as a reference to get you where you want to go. Now, let's start with the first example. In this first example, this is a salary of making $40,000 a year. This equates to making $19.23. And your take-home monthly pay is $2,250. Now, the way I calculated the take-home monthly pay is usually you take home 75% of your pay. The other 25% goes to taxes, insurance, and other miscellaneous things before you get your check. So it's pretty accurate. Now, if this was the plan that you were using, this is exactly how it will be broken down. Now, let me explain to you how I came up with the categories under the needs. The average rent cost in America is $1,967. Of course, this depends upon where you live, but that is the average across the US. The same goes for groceries, $690 a month per person. This is not per family, this is per person. It's pretty high, I know. Utilities is around $300 a month, and your car payment, the average used car payment is $533 a month. And the majority of Americans do have a car. That brings you to a total of $3,490 a month just to cover the average needs. If you're noticing already, the take-home pay is $2,250. This puts you negative 155% towards your needs. Now, $40,000 in this day and age is really hard to survive. The only way you could survive on this income is if you get roommates. There is just no other option. You have to get a roommate if this is the case. Also, they state that you should not spend more than 30% on your rent. In order to make this work, you will need to spend $670 on rent only in order for you to have an effective 50-30-20 budget plan, which means you cannot just have 2 roommates, you're gonna need 3. Now guys, if you are within that range, you have to find ways to try to increase your income, especially if you wanna live a lifestyle, not having a roommate and being able to save and invest and spend money on your wants. Because making $40,000 a year is not that sustainable in the long run. Now the next income I'm gonna give you is the household median. And according to the recent survey, it's $74,580 a year. That is the median. Hourly, that equates to $37.29, and your take-home pay would be $4,461 a month. Now, with just making the household median with the average rent, groceries, utilities, car payment all being the same, you still are struggling. You will be getting 75% of your income going to just needs, and the rest will be going to savings and to wants. This is a situation where you still might need a roommate. It's so unfortunate during these times that $74,580 is not enough to survive. Now, I know that might work in certain areas, but I'm pretty sure in some areas where you can't afford the rent, that $74,580 is a pay that you probably do not see. So when you see it, that this is the household median and 75% is going to needs, this is letting you know, guys, that times right now is really difficult. It's not that easy for rent, groceries, having a vehicle, with insurance, all these things that come along with living the median lifestyle. But as you see, it's just extremely difficult to live with that income. If there's anyone out there that's making that amount of money, please drop a comment down below and let me know, how do you feel about this? Is this something that you agree with, that $75,000 is not enough, or do you think it's enough? Now, this is the true amount of money you need if you want to live on your own, single, in America. You need to make $114,000 a year. That equates to $54.84 hourly. And that is a take-home pay of $7,125. If you make that amount of money and you have these averages of rent, grocery, utilities, and car payment, this will put you on the 49% needs, 30% wants, and 20% in savings. That is the most ideal thing to do. And it's ironic because so many people say they're making $100,000 a year and they're living paycheck to paycheck, and some people scoff at that, acting like that's impossible. But guys, as you see, this is possible. If you try and do the right thing and be responsible, it is extremely difficult to survive with just making $100,000 a year. So 30% going to your wants is stuff as subscription, entertainment, hanging out. You will have $2,137 a month to do all these things. Some people put in the wants categories cell phone, internet, cable TV, all those things, which to me is more of a need, but you can live without it. Now, $2,137 a month, that sounds pretty good. You can work with that. And then 20% savings, that will leave you with a total of $1,425 a month. That is an investing, debt payoff, and adding up to your emergency funds. But guys, as you see, even making $114,000 a year, you still need to be extremely cautious about the debt that you acquire. Because debt in this situation is gonna have to make you increase your salary tremendously, or you're gonna decrease your wants. But student loans and having a big car payment and having a revolving credit limit continually is gonna just make this budget become extremely difficult. And then you're gonna tell people you need to make $150,000 to survive, and they're gonna look at you like you're crazy. And also you need to recognize this is just with renting. Home ownership is a whole different beast. The numbers I was looking at was actually saying that average cost of a mortgage is cheaper. But for anyone out there that owns a home, you know it's extremely expensive to own a home. Now you're dealing with property taxes, you're dealing with homeowners insurance. If you didn't put 20% down into your home, now you're dealing with PMI, then you're dealing with repairs, then you're dealing with the annoying HOA that always has some complaint and you need to get it fixed within 30 days. These are the things that make it more difficult in order to become successful in this current economy. Now guys, please understand, I'm not trying to make it sound like negative and say how difficult it is to survive in this economy and no one can. I'm just trying to give you some statistics. That way you know exactly where you stand in making a decision in any type of future purchases. But I'm also trying to let you know this is a perfect 50-30-20 budget plan, and this is how much money you need to make. So you cannot accumulate so much debt. You will just make this situation worse. If you are now in the current situation where you have a lot of credit card debt, a lot of student loans, and a car you can't afford, you need to have a debt payment plan and get that out of your life ASAP. Once you get that out of your life ASAP, you'll be able to enjoy this money and you'll be able to do all the things that you truly wanted to do. So guys, I really hope this video helped you out. That way you know exactly what you need to do to have a 50-30-20 budget plan and where you stand. To me, that is the best approach. But there are people who deviate a bit and they do a 70-20-10. They do a whole bunch of different variations of this plan. And to be quite honest with you, I like this one better because you should always minimize your needs. You gotta keep your needs low. And if you keep on increasing the needs, like I said, 70%, that is really high. And that gives you no wiggle room to invest and to save and to pay off debt and to do the things that you truly enjoy. So guys, if you have any comments, drop it down below. I would love to hear it and I'll respond to them as quick as possible. Catch you guys on the next video. Peace.